As you folks might imagine, this is a difficult task, an emotional task, but we're just thrilled, and Mike would be thrilled that it happened. I'm sure he'd want me to thank the committee. Angie Armour had a lot to do with this, and he knew of his nomination, and he was thrilled at that, the way his classmates spoke in his behalf, which led to this. What can we say? We're just, it's a shame that he's not here at this moment, but he knows what's happened, and he wanted his wife Ellen is here, the love of his life. We cared for him, and as his illness, progressed a little bit, he fought out like a tiger. I spoke to him almost every day, and his children are here, his beloved children, Eve and Brian. He was in the real estate business with Brian, and Eve is the love of his life also. His granddaughter Greta is here. Other grandchildren is Jackson here, and Jed and Josie, who are not here. So he had a wonderful family beside him. To speak about Greta, Eve's daughter. Greta is responsible for us being here tonight. Greta made that video. Without that, the committee wouldn't have had anything to go on, and she just did it as a school project about 2 years ago. Mike asked me to watch it, which I did, and then I just got the idea, let me tell my classmates about it. We weren't thinking about this evening or anything to lead to this, or anything like that. We have a pretty good network of email addresses. We've set the record, I think, of 60 people at our 50th community. And so I said, why don't you guys watch this? And it overwhelmingly was watched. Then the letters start, what about Mike for the Hall of Fame? This is not an intercollegiate sport, but the school was very involved. That's really, it's really Greta's movie. And it was put on YouTube, which led us to this evening. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Greta. Then my classmates got involved too and started beseeching the committee with all sorts of emails, and she's responsible. But I also want to add, this really became a school project. As Mike was winning fights, the Free Press continually said, it would say, SM student wins another fight. So it wasn't the basketball team, who we all loved, but every week, I don't know, there's 200 or 300 guys, we were all males at the time, we're down at the auditorium. Remember Mike coming up to me, Richie Tarrant said good fight, he knows me. And you don't know who Richie Tarrant is. So this really became a school project. When he even won the New England championship, the Lowell newspaper, it said St. Michael's College students. So the school was involved in this. I was there. I was fortunate enough to be there that night when he won. And I remember like it was yesterday, February 1965, waiting for the decision when he beat that guy. We've never known Lowell when you're going to get the decision. I can still hear the judges saying, 135 pound, and when he go Golden Glove champion is Mike Armstrong. So I remember that night. He won a lot of other championships. When he said 1978 he wanted to fight again, I said, Mike, are you sure about this? What's this? We're 32 at this stage. He wanted, so I said, well, if you're going to do it, I'll be there. So I was back with him. I'm not taking credit for anything. I just witnessed. He had to take the punches. So I witnessed all of that. But he loved boxing, but he loved the school. But I really want to emphasize how the school was a part of this. Students were there, week after week, and it wasn't the basketball team, but the Free Press, the Lowell Sun newspaper. I'll leave you with two stories about my friend Mike, because this is difficult. First, a funny one. He went down to Boston one night, and I'd like to get to a few fights before the tournament actually started. So he Golden Glove fights. And so he fights a guy, he wins. 1965, so I can't tell you whether he knocked the guy out or it was a decision, but he wins pretty easily. We get back in the dressing room, and I guess there was some other young fighter whose opponent didn't show up that night around Mike's weight class. And the kids, somebody came up to Mike, and there were people saying, Mike, would you fight again? Mike said, sure, let's go. I throw the gloves, I'm back in the ring. He beats this kid pretty easily. And I know we're walking back to the crowd, and somebody yells down in Boston, you got anybody else back there this kid can beat up? Third back here tonight. Let me leave you with one last story, though. It's going to be a little tough, but it's short. This is the character of Mike Armstrong. came back sophomore year as defending Golden Glove champion. For some reason that year, to get better boxers in, they brought in a group from Montreal. And used to know kind of who you were fighting, but we had no idea any scouting reports on this guy. I think they told Mike us that this guy's had a couple fights. He turned out to be the Canadian national champion, George Graham. And Mike's having a pretty tough fight. Mike knocks the guy down. Guy gets up and knocks Mike down and pretty much knocks him around pretty good. No question when the bell rang, round 3, we knew that Mike wasn't going to be held up as a victor. He only told me this about 4 or 5 years ago. He said, a big fear came over me waiting for that decision. Because sometimes when you're the home ground guy and the defending New England Golden Glove champion, you know, they might steal a fight from somebody. He said, I sat there and said, what would I do if they hold up my hand as the victor in this? I'll have to just disqualify myself. I couldn't allow that to happen. Fortunately, the judges, as he says, did the right thing. But that thought was what he was waiting for. When he knew they were going to say that he lost a fight, he had a fear that somehow the Burlington people would give him up, what we used to call a hometown decision. That says it all in a nutshell about what I can tell you about Mike, a loved friend. We love his family, they're here, and we're not going to dwell on the fact he knew of the nomination, was hoping for this, he'd be thrilled, and we just want to thank the committee and Angie for doing this because it's a wonderful night for all of us. Thank you so much.